This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Joining us today is Jason Brewer, the CEO of Marula Mining. Welcome, Jason. How are you doing?
I'm very well, Mark. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. We're, of course, going to be catching up on some news where the company have announced some high-grade lithium results that have been received from initial sampling and metallurgical test work, and flow sheet work has been completed on material from existing stockpiles located at the Blesberg mine site in August 2022. So can you give investors a quick overview of the Blesberg project and the investment opportunity that you see here?
Sure. Blesberg is one of the principal projects of Marula Mining. It's located in South Africa in the Northern Cape province, about 7 hours drive along the coast from Cape Town. So served by very good infrastructure. And that part of the Northern Cape is a very well-established mining jurisdiction. And the town of Springbok, a dedicated mining town, is located less than 80 kilometers away. So the project itself is located on a granted prospecting license covering almost 1,000 hectares. A former mine, so operated as a mine producing industrial minerals, feldspar, mica, tantalum, and beryl for intermittently over 80 years. So we've inherited a project where you can see the mineralization, where it operated quite profitably over that period. And in addition to hard rock resources, which have been established by decades of exploration, and pegmatites, which host lithium, you've got a number of stockpiles from obviously those 80 odd years of mining operations. And within those stockpiles, there we have identified some very high-grade lithium mineralization, as we've said today. So for us, the project offers two opportunities. The opportunity, I guess, for investors to participate in a company that's going to be producing a lithium concentrate in the short term from those stockpiles, and then looking at a bigger hard rock operation based on the existing resources which have been identified by that exploration and development work.
Okay. Well, let's take a look then at today's news and the high-grade lithium that you've announced. They are preliminary assay results, but they do demonstrate that high-grade lithium contained within the spodumene mineralization. And some of the grades are between sort of 6.19% and 5.6%. What does this mean to achieve such grades from stockpile material?
Look, I guess when we first assessed this project, the great benefit was you can go into the main pit, the main quarry that was there, and you could see the spodumene, as big as yourself, Mark. It's very significant. And I think we put out a photograph today with some of the social media posts. Yeah, a spodumene crystal, 2 meters wide, 2 meters high, and probably about 1 meter thick. So, several tons of material there. And you could very quickly determine the grade. The grades we've reported today are not from drilling. This is from bulk sampling, which has been taken from in there. So we took a 1 ton sample and it averaged 6.1% Li2O. Now that is an exportable product in itself then and there. That is what the Western Australian producers of lithium, of spodumene concentrate, are actually exporting out of the Pilbara. And that's one of the world's largest regions of lithium production. So the grades we're getting exceptionally high, contained in these stockpiles, which offers us a great opportunity to look at how we can extract it and export it very cheaply without the costly mining or processing which a new hard rock operation may have.
And the stockpiles then, Jason, are that's waste stockpiles? So is that from previous operations that were happening at this location?
Yeah, I think if you look at the history of the Blesberg operation, it previously operated and focused on extracting mica, tantalum, beryl, feldspar, and quartz. And of course, it's only been the past decade or two, and most recently, recent years, where lithium has been a key focus given its tremendous demand by electric vehicles and the batteries. So the spodumene mineralization was discarded. stockpiled separately and was never processed, was never sold. So, you've got, like I say, 80 years, albeit of somewhat small scale operations, but you've got established stockpiles there which contain this spodumene. You walk around, you can see it, you can pick up a sample very, very easily. So we've had our consultants, Southern Metal Processing, who have been involved with us now for the past 2 months. They were on site. They were able to identify a number of areas within these stockpiles where there was substantial spodumene mineralization. And that was what was formed part of that bulk sampling, which is ongoing, by the way. So we haven't just stopped now on these results. We've continued, and we're doing more work and increasing the amount of bulk sampling that we've got to give us more confidence going forward. So, these stockpiles give us tremendous opportunity to move forward relatively quickly and without incurring too much costs.
Excellent. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, that in the past, this lithium wasn't a sought after commodity, so it was just sort of left there on the surface. So if you're getting these grades from the stockpiles, and does it give you a clue to perhaps what lies beneath in the main ore body? Absolutely.
Clearly, this is an operation that had operated for 80 years. So there's a numbers of resource estimations, historical resource estimations that have been completed on the pegmatites, 2 main pegmatites that form part of the ore body. The fact that we can take bulk samples of the material that's come from there gives us far more confidence than any diamond drilling would give us. We've got greater volumes, and it's probably more representative. So we've got that sort of comfort. The historical exploration work as well has defined those 2 pegmatites, 2 of well over a dozen, which are located on a near 1,000 hectare prospecting license. The main one extends over 1,000 meters in strike length. Main mineralized area of about 400 meters, 25 meters across. The estimates that we've had have gone down to 30 meters of depth. It extends well beyond that from some of the historical drill work. So we've got a fair bit of confidence in the dimensions of these pegmatites. This bulk sampling, the flow sheet work, and so on, just gives us greater confidence in taking this project forward, not just from the waste dumps or the stockpiled material which is there. It seems somewhat wrong to call it waste stockpiles when it has such high value with the lithium, but it gives us certainly a lot of confidence in the hard rock resources which lie beneath, in some cases, which lie beneath these stockpiles. So we've actually got to retreat those stockpiles to access some of the hard rock resources. So, it gives us that confidence moving forward for sure.
Okay. So as well as the lithium, of course, which is the main commodity focus, the sample results were also enhanced, I understand, with tantalum mineralization. So is tantalum a valuable credit for this project as well?
Absolutely. And that's what we refer to it as the lithium and tantalum mine here at Blesberg. Blesberg itself was by far the largest source of tantalite, of tantalum mineralization produced in South Africa whilst this mine was operating. So there's a strong history of tantalum production from here. And as you know, Mark, tantalum is used in all these electronic goods that we have a clear desire to have more of each and every day. So very good credits, whether you buy product credits or whatever. So that will add massively to the economics of this project. But in addition to that, there's other mineralization associated with these pegmatites, which have previously been mined. The mica, the beryl, all valuable commodities contained in this project. So we'll be moving forward. We'll certainly be incorporating the tantalite into it. We had a number of samples where you could see the visible tantalite in the material. So a lot of confidence with including that and moving forward.
Okay, well, talking about moving forward then, your comments from the RNS I noted say the company can quickly move into production and sales of an export lithium product. So that's pretty significant. What are the timescales that you're working to and the processes involved in getting to this significant step?
Look, we're clearly working with our consultants, following the board's approval to accelerate this program, because we think it is something very significant, particularly with the lithium market being where it is at the moment. So our consultants in South Africa, and I was with them barely 2 weeks ago, going through the regulatory process, getting the mining permits issued to allow us to start the retreatment of these waste dumps. That is a process which is already being advanced there in South Africa, and we anticipate that'll be completed over the coming months. So a relatively short process there. The site establishment work, which again, we're in the process of kickstarting that off. Making sure the site is secure, making sure we have the necessary infrastructure in place to support us, which to the most is all there. So that's very good. The final flow sheet design work, that's going. But even here with the stockpiles, we're already doing work in Johannesburg on optical sorters and how we can use that to basically extract that high grade spodumene mineralization out. The colors of the spodumene definitely varies with the grade. So it's you can see it, and that's a great advantage to have clearly. So we're looking at how we can use that going forward. And offtake discussions, which clearly we have already initiated. We've already been approached by a number of parties looking for this product out of the stockpiles. So I'm very comfortable that before the end of this year we would have completed our first sales out of Blesberg. Wow. So I think that's going to probably, like yourself, Mark, probably going to surprise a few people. But we're pushing ahead at pace. Remember, we've really only had this project a couple of months now. We've had people on site. We're doing better estimations of those stockpiles to clearly work out the economics. And I think we've already put a few comments in the RNS which went out today for people to basically do their own maths on some of this. You can work it out very clear. Lithium concentrate prices, spodumene concentrate at near record levels. I mean, you only have to look at, I think it's Pilbara Minerals out of Western Australia. Just look at their monthly auctions and the prices they're receiving for their product, and the grades as well, which is comparable to what we've got here in the stockpiles. So yeah, it's a 2 to 3 month exercise for us now to move ahead with Blesberg and actually get this thing moving and demonstrate that Marula can transition from being a shell company barely 3 months ago to being a producer, revenue generator, and profit maker. So a lot of work to do.
A lot of work to do, but a compelling story, Jason. Yeah, I'm impressed to hear that. So I'll be following developments quite closely and looking forward to, as we move towards into Q4 and the end of the year, I'm sure we'll be catching up on developments that are happening, but the company, sales by the end of the year. I look forward to catching up with you soon. Jason Brewer, the CEO of Marula Mining, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Mark. Always a pleasure.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.